Well, good morning. Today is Saturday, December 8th, and I've just come from my Weight Watchers meeting. It's called Sleep Well, but guess what? We didn't talk about sleeping. And I'm hoping this is the right book because, I'll be honest with you, I had a bunch of books in my, I have a Weight Watchers binder thing that I bring, not a binder, but like a little purse that I bring, and I had a bunch of them on here, but I don't remember seeing the recipe here for Cajun shrimp and grits. I don't like shrimp and I don't like grits. So that'll give you a clue as to whether or not I'm going to try this recipe. But I will leave the recipe at the end of the video if anybody wants to try it. And you can let me know how you like it because, no, gonna pass. Gonna pass. And we also got a new pocket guide book and a new Welcome to Weight Watchers because it's December, and in December they always change things. They change things up. According to our guide, because she's not a leader anymore, she said that there was really no changes other than it's a salon, not a meeting place, and we have not leaders but guides, and I don't know. There were so many different names, but I'll read over the booklet and I'll tell you if there's any changes. Maybe one day next week I'll do an extra video and I'll go over this booklet and see if there's any major changes. I don't foresee that there's any major changes, but we'll see. But on to the good news. See, we have new books too, so I'm thinking that they're still going to do so far, my leaders, they use the printout sheets. They don't write in the book. But, and I put that it's wonderful because it's going to be a wonderful month. It's going to be a wonderful journey this coming year for 2019 because by next year this time, I'm going to be at my goal. That is my goal, to be at my goal. So, not so much. I should have asked the doctor when I was there. I went to the doctor's yesterday for a health check. I should have asked her what I should weigh at my weight. I'm not getting anything in writing just yet, but just to see what she thought. But anyway, on to the good news. I was just hoping, if you watch my daily vlog, you could see I was just hoping for like a 0.2 or a 0.3 loss because I did have a 2.6 loss last week. And so I thought, let's just hold fingers crossed that we have like a 0.3. Well, I did surpass that. And I'm very proud to tell you that I lost 2.8. I'm now down to 232.7 and my total weight loss is 71.5. I just need to lose 5.5 pounds to get back to my 77 pounds. If you watch my daily vlog, you can see I have a personal goal of between Thanksgiving and Christmas losing 10 pounds. So far I have lost 5.4 of it. So I've only got 6.6 to go. And I have 15, 22nd, 20. I have 3 more weeks. I probably won't hit it, but I had to set a lofty goal so that I could at least inspire myself to try, because you have to at least try. If you don't at least try, you've lost half the battle. Okay, the quote that we're going to start off with, and we're almost 4 minutes in. We're 3.5 minutes in, but it is, sometimes you have to look back to understand what lies ahead. I had a bad November. I looked back at my tracker, back at my journals, my food journals, and things like that. And I gained a lot of weight in November. And I decided I wasn't going to wait till January 1st to make my New Year's resolutions. I made them on December 1st, which was last Saturday. And last Saturday, like I said, I lost 2.6, and this week I lost 2.8. So I'm on my way. I'm on my way, and I reflected on what I was doing wrong for the probably 6 months. I was not measuring as faithfully as I should have. I was not weighing as faithfully as I should have. I think my finger was kind of like on the scale a little bit, you know, kind of cheating myself, if you know what I mean. And like I've always said, you can cheat and you can hide and pretend like you haven't eaten that, or you can sneak something in your mouth and nobody can see it. You can eat a little bit more than you want to eat. You could, like I was doing sometimes, I would stop when I would eat something at night after I stopped filming and not really count it. But you know who never kept me to that lie? Was the scale. Because you're never going to fool the scale. The scale is always going to be brutally honest with you, and you have to remember that. What you want to do for this past year is reflect on the positive. Reflect what positive things happened to you this past year. And don't dwell on the negative. I can look at the negative and see how many pounds I gained over the past year and think, oh, I'd be that much closer to my goal if I wouldn't have gained it. I think I needed to gain it at the times that I needed it. And nobody really needs to have a gain, but sometimes you need to have a gain just to kind of slap you into reality, to let you know that it may seem easy when you're losing weight every week, and then all of a sudden you get kind of overconfident and you start going back to your old way of eating. And sometimes you need that gain as a life lesson. Not to say that you can't go back to some of your favorite foods and kind of overindulge sometimes, but as long as you rein it back in, because if you're brutally honest with yourself, you're going to understand that you're never going to, I'm speaking for myself, I am never going to be 100% eating the freestyle program. I like the freestyle program and it keeps me within my points, but the way I'm saying, what I mean by it is there are days I'm going to overindulge. There are days I'm going to go way over my points. There are weeks that I'm going to use up all my weeklies and I'm going to go into the negative. I know that's what's going to happen. But what I've reflected on and the positive thing that I've come across in my mind with is the fact that now I know that even though I've overeaten, I've overindulged, I have gained a lot of weight, I can get right back on track. That doesn't mean I have to quit. That doesn't mean I'm a failure. It just means I've had a setback in the road. I've had a detour. I've stayed on that path too long. I have to find my way back to the right road if I want to get to where I'm going. You're never going to get to your destination by following a detour that leads you away from the main road. All detours eventually bring you back to the main road. You have to remember, just focus on the journey and getting there and doing it the way you want to do it. You have to remember too, you can't change the past, but you can learn from the past to change your future. And you can make better choices next time if you realize that, like I realized that when I go to Texas Roadhouse, I absolutely love those little rolls. I don't know if it's so much the rolls I like or the cinnamon butter that I put on the rolls or it's just a combination of the both. But I go crazy when I go to Texas Roadhouse. Now I know not to ask for another platter. They'll always bring you more rolls. They always will. You could just sit there and eat rolls all night and they'll keep bringing them to you. I have learned that the better choice is just to have the one roll with the butter on it and enjoy it. And if there's an extra roll there that nobody's eating and I want to eat it, I'm going to eat it. But I'm not going to ask for more. A lot of times I would take the 2 rolls right away and then I'd say, oh, we need more rolls. I didn't. I was just pretending like I was thinking of everybody at the table. No, I was just thinking of myself because I wanted more rolls. A lot of times you got to look back to look forward. You look back and you see, do you really want to go back to where you were? You want to go ahead. You want to get to the future where you can think, this is where I'm going to be better. I know this is going to be better. And what you have to do is you have to live in the present. I want to be 175 pounds. I was 231.5 today, or whatever. I forgot what I was. 232.7. I was 232.7 today. I want to be 175. Does that mean that until I'm 175, I'm not going to be happy? No, I'm going to be happy along the way. Excuse me. I'm going to be happy along the way. I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to eat the way I want to eat, but I'm going to rein it in, and I'm going to get to my place. I'm going to get to that place, and I'm going to have fun doing it, and I'm going to enjoy every step of the way, and I'm going to enjoy it all that much more when I finally do reach it. And if you got to remember, if life is a journey, the questions you ask yourselves are the fuel that gets us from here to there. And you have to question how you're eating. Question if you're making mistakes. Why am I doing this? I realized that in November, I was reflecting on my past couple months. I was doing a lot of emotional eating because I was dreaming about my loved ones that have passed. In the past, I would have never realized. I would have never taken the few minutes to just sit back and think, why am I overeating? Why am I doing this? Before, I would just keep doing it like I'd eat and eat. And the bigger I got, the more I, like when I got into the next set of numbers, oh, what the heck, I'm just going to eat the way I want to eat. And then I'd get into the next set of numbers. I'm not going to do that anymore. I get scared when I go in. I was in the 20s. I got back into the 30s. I almost got back into the 40s. That was a reality check for me. It was like, Sandy, stop it. Figure out what you're doing and get back to what you're doing. You need to stop looking in your rearview mirror because you're not going that way. You're not going backwards. You're going forwards. So when you're driving, you're not going to drive looking in your rearview mirror like this the whole time, because you'll never get to where you're going. You're so concentrated on where you've been. You're going to hit somebody. You're going to have an accident. You're going to make mistakes. You got to look forward. Always look forward. And the reason we have our past is so that we can change our future. That's in all aspects of life. You have to learn from the past, because you're doomed to repeat it if you don't acknowledge it. These are 5 questions that you need to ask yourself, and just be really honest with yourself. The one thing I'm most proud of this year is, well, what's the one thing you're most proud of this year? The one thing I'm most proud of this year is the fact that I've realized why I overeat, why I make the choices that I make, and realize that I can do better. Number 2, this year my confidence grew in this area. My confidence grew in the fact that I feel so much better. I don't worry about people looking at me thinking, oh, I don't know about her. I don't worry, and not that I ever did. Isn't that sad? But I never really did. I think my confidence grew in the fact that I can sit in a lawn chair and not think this is going to collapse. Because there have been many, those little web chairs or the little plastic chairs, I never would sit on because I thought, they're going to break. They're going to break. I have a confidence now that I can sit in any chair and it's not going to break. Number 3, this year I took more control over. Well, I have to tell you that I took more control over my life. I'm a work in progress. I make better choices. I don't worry about what other people think as far as my eating goes. And see, once again, this is most of my problem is I really don't. I was brought up that not to worry about what people think of you, just know who you are and think of yourself. I think I'm more proud of the fact this year I took more control over the fact that I'm more aware of what my triggers are for my food eating, for my lack of exercise, for my critical aspect of my life, because I do tend to be critical. I'm a September baby, and if you look at the stars and all that, they say we're very critical. And that is one thing I am. I'm critical, and I think I'm more critical of myself than other people, but it's something I'm working on. Number 4, the easiest thing about this year was, I think the easiest thing for me this year was to stay on track. When I went off track, to get back on track. That was the easiest thing for me. And number 5 is the thing I'm most proud of that I didn't do this year. I didn't quit. There was a couple times I was thinking about quitting Weight Watchers because I wasn't really doing it. And I thought, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to stay with it, and I'm going to keep it up. But anyway, we'll go over this real quick because I've only got like a minute and a half. It tells you to get a good night's sleep, at least 7 hours for most adults. Create a bedtime routine in a comfortable environment. Consider blackout shades if your room's not dark enough. Limit your caffeine for at least 4 hours before you go to bed. Set up a calming nightly routine that becomes a habit. Upgrade your space. Make it real pretty looking. Don't think, oh, I'm going to go to bed. It looks so drab in there. Unplug all of your devices and try to muffle out outside noises. Sometimes people have a fan going or something like that. Anything that's going to help you should, get you more sleep. And you have to remember that it takes 21 days to form a habit, but 90 days to form a lifestyle. Okay, hopefully this helped you out. I know it helped me out. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. And this is going to be a good year for us. 2019 is going to be our year. So give this video a like. Oh, I should show you, once again, the recipe. Oh, I'm going to film it. Give this video a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share it if you think somebody might be interested. And I will see you on my daily vlog. All right, if you try the recipe, let me know how you like it. It does look fairly easy to make. And serving size is about a cup, and it's 5 Smart Points. Let me know.